Millville is a city in Cumberland County, New Jersey, United States. As of the 2010 United States Census, the city's population was 28,400, reflecting an increase of 1,553 from the 26,847 counted in the 2000 census, which had in turn increased by 855 from the 25,992 counted in the 1990 census. Millville, Bridgeton and Vineland are the three principal New Jersey cities of the Vineland-Millville-Bridgeton primary metropolitan statistical area, which encompasses those cities and all of Cumberland County for statistical purposes. Millville was originally incorporated as a township by an act of the New Jersey Legislature on February 24, 1801, from portions of Fairfield Township. Portions of the township were taken to form Landis Township on March 7, 1864. Millville was reincorporated as a city on March 1, 1866, based on the results of a referendum passed that same day. The city derives its name from a proposal to create a mill town in the area. History: known as Shingle Landing in its earliest days, a sawmill was believed to have existed at Leaming's Mill at around 1720. The area also had a public road, a boat landing, and a bridge-like structure. In 1790, Joseph Smith and Henry Drinker purchased 24,000 acres of land known as the Union Mills Tract. They formed the Union Estates Company, built lumber mills along the Morris River and established a dam to power these new mills. Joseph Buck, an American Revolutionary War veteran who served under General George Washington, was part of a group that purchased the land in the area in 1795 and laid out the plans for what would become Millville. In 1806, an Irish immigrant, James Lee, opened the area's first glass factory, making use of the large amounts of silica sand and the ample wood that could be used to operate the plant. In the early 1850s, the Smith and Wood Iron Foundry and New Jersey mills were constructed. In 1860, a bleachery and dye house were added to New Jersey mills, which then became Millville Manufacturing. David Wood then constructed a dam, forming the largest man-made lake in the state, which powered the entire manufacturing organization. By 1870, the mill had 600 employees, and in 40 years this number doubled. In 1862, Charles K. Landis laid out the city of Vineland about 2.5 miles east of the Morris River. In 1864, Vineland was separated from Millville Township and joined the new Landis Township. In 1936, the town was the site of Roosevelt Park, a project proposed by F. E. Maud Aldrich Morrison as the country's first housing development for the elderly. The retirement colony was built on land which had been repossessed by the town of Millville for back taxes, and became known as the Roosevelt Colony. It was later renamed to the Roosevelt Park Old Age Colony, and was sometimes referred to as the Colony for the Aged at Roosevelt Park and Roosevelt Park Colony for Aged. When it opened on October 23, 1936, it became the first senior citizens' retirement colony in the United States. The Millville Airport was dedicated America's first defense airport on August 2, 1941, by local, state, and federal officials. In less than a year, construction of military base facilities began, and in January 1943, the Millville Army Airfield opened as a gunnery school for fighter pilots. Gunnery training began with Curtiss P-40 Warhawk aircraft, but after a few weeks was changed over to the Republic P-47 Thunderbolt. During its 3-year existence, thousands of soldiers and civilians served here, with about 1,500 pilots receiving advanced fighter training in the Thunderbolt. Following World War II, the airfield was declared excess to the government's needs, and returned to the city of Millville. Most of the airport buildings were converted to apartments for the many veterans returning from the war. The last of the apartments vanished in the early 1970s, and the airport soon became a hub of industry and aviation for southern New Jersey. Up to the late 1990s the Millville Downtown area was depressed and somewhat isolated, examples including the abandoned Levoy Theatre and Wheaton Glass Factory, with investors reluctant to venture in its development. Major redevelopment has occurred in the past several years, establishing the scenic riverfront and downtown areas into an artist's haven including many studios, shops and restaurants. Older abandoned buildings have been restored with continued major development is planned. Millville has an arts district named the Glasstown Arts District. A public arts center with galleries and studios is the hub of activity, and is open 6 days a week. The district includes 7 full-time galleries, along with 10 part-time galleries and studios, which are open mostly on weekends and on the third Friday of each month. Wheaton Arts and the Creative Glass Center of America includes a major collection of early American glass with contemporary glass from CGCA fellows and working glass artists in a restored 19th-century glass factory. The Levoy Theatre successfully reopened on September 9, 2012. Geography. According to the United States Census Bureau, the city had a total area of 44.489 square miles, including 42.001 square miles of land and 2.488 square miles of water. Unincorporated communities, localities and place names located partially or completely within the city include Clarks Mill, Farmingdale, Monatico, North Newark and Union Lake. The city borders Deerfield Township, Fairfield Township, Lawrence Township, Down Township, Commercial Township, Morris River Township and Vineland. Millville lies between the southern termini of the New Jersey Turnpike, the Garden State Parkway, Route 55 and the Atlantic City Expressway. Demographics. Census 2010 At the 2010 United States Census, there were 28,400 people, 10,648 households, and 7,187 families residing in the city. The population density was 676.2 per square mile. There were 11,435 housing units at an average density of 272.3 per square mile. The racial makeup of the city was 69.04% white, 19.83% black or African American, 0.94% Native American, 1.19% Asian, 0.06% Pacific Islander, 5.24% from other races, and 3.70% from 2 or more races. Hispanics or Latinos of any race were 14.93% of the population. There were 10,648 households, of which 30.4% had children under the age of 18 living with them, 41.2% were married couples living together, 20.0% had a female householder with no husband present, and 32.5% were non-families. 26.6% of all households were made up of individuals, and 11.1% had someone living alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.65 and the average family size was 3.19. In the city, 25.8% of the population were under the age of 18, 9.9% from 18 to 24, 25.1% from 25 to 44, 25.9% from 45 to 64 and 13.2% who were 65 years of age or older. The median age was 36.6 years. For every 100 females there were 90.2 males. For every 100 females age 18 and over, there were 85.7 males. The Census Bureau's 2006 to 2010 American Community Survey showed the median household income was $44,925 and the median family income was $55,000. Males had a median income of $46,186 versus $35,336 for females. The per capita income for the city was $23,364. About 16.2% of families and 19.5% of the population were below the poverty line, including 35.2% of those under age 18 and 7.2% of those age 65 or over. Census 2000 As of the 2000 United States Census, there were 26,847 people, 10,043 households, and 7,010 families residing in the city. The population density was 633.9 people per square mile. There were 10,652 housing units at an average density of 251.5 per square mile. The racial makeup of the city was 76.13% white, 14.99% African American, 0.52% Native American, 0.80% Asian, 0.03% Pacific Islander, 5.16% from other races, and 2.37% from two or more races. Hispanic or Latino of any race were 11.17% of the population. There were 10,043 households, out of which 35.0% had children under the age of 18 living with them, 46.5% were married couples living together, 17.9% had a female householder with no husband present, and 30.2% were non-families. 25.1% of all households were made up of individuals, and 11.6% had someone living alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 3.65 and the average family size was 2.15. In the city, the population was spread out, with 27.9% under the age of 18, 8.6% from 18 to 24, 28.8% from 25 to 44, 21.7% from 45 to 64, and 12.9% who were 65 years of age or older. The median age was 35 years. For every 100 females there were 89.5 males. For every 100 females age 18 and over, there were 85.3 males. The median income for a household in the city was $40,378, and the median income for a family was $46,093. Males had a median income of $36,915 versus $26,669 for females. The per capita income for the city was $18,632. About 12.1% of families and 15.2% of the population were below the poverty line, including 21.8% of those under age 18 and 9.7% of those age 65 or over. Millville has a Ukrainian community and is home to St. Peter and Paul Ukrainian Orthodox Church and St. Nicholas Ukrainian Catholic Church. Economy: portions of Millville are part of an urban enterprise zone. In addition to other benefits to encourage employment within the zone, shoppers can take advantage of a reduced 3.5% sales tax rate at eligible merchants. Government = local government = in 1801, Millville was first organized as a township. It became a city in 1866. Until 1913, Millville operated under a mayor-council form of government where the mayor was elected by the people. In 1913, a change of form of government to the Walsh Act was passed and the commission form of government became the way the city was run. Under this form of government as used in Millville, 5 commissioners are elected and one of these is selected from among its members to serve as the mayor and another as vice mayor. Each commissioner is assigned a department to oversee. As of 2015, the Millville City Commission consists of Mayor Michael Santiago, Commissioner of Public Safety; Vice Mayor James F. Quinn, Commissioner of Revenue and Finance; Lynn Porricacamperi, Commissioner of Public Affairs; David W. Ennis, Commissioner of Public Works; and Joseph Sui, Commissioner of Parks and Public Property. All 5 commissioners were elected in November 2014 in a vote that made Santiago the city's first Hispanic mayor, with terms of office that run concurrently until December 31, 2017. Politics = as of March 23, 2011, there were a total of 17,500 registered voters in Millville, of which 4,652 were registered as Democrats, 2,802 were registered as Republicans and 10,033 were registered as unaffiliated. There were 13 voters registered to other parties. In the 2012 presidential election, Democrat Barack Obama received 60.6% of the vote, ahead of Republican Mitt Romney with 38.1%, and other candidates with 1.3%, among the 11,074 ballots cast by the city's 18,821 registered voters, for a turnout of 58.8%. In the 2008 presidential election, Democrat Barack Obama received 57.6% of the vote, ahead of Republican John McCain, who received 39.8%, with 11,330 ballots cast among the city's 17,715 registered voters, for a turnout of 64.0%. In the 2004 presidential election, Democrat John Kerry received 50.9% of the vote, polling Republican George W. Bush, who received around 46.8%, with 9,992 ballots cast among the city's 15,685 registered voters, for a turnout percentage of 63.7%. In the 2013 gubernatorial election, Republican Chris Christie received 57.4% of the vote, ahead of Democrat Barbara Buono with 40.0%, and other candidates with 2.6%. Among the 6,854 ballots cast by the city's 17,941 registered voters, for a turnout of 38.2%. In the 2009 gubernatorial election, Democrat John Corzine received 48.4% of the vote, ahead of both Republican Chris Christie with 40.9% and Independent Chris Daggett with 6.9%. With 6,541 ballots cast among the city's 17,167 registered voters, yielding a 38.1% turnout. Federal, state and county representation equals. Millville is located in the 2nd Congressional District and is part of New Jersey's 1st State Legislative District. New Jersey's 2nd Congressional District is represented by Frank Lo Biondo. New Jersey is represented in the United States Senate by Cory Booker and Bob Menendez. The 1st Legislative District of the New Jersey Legislature is represented in the State Senate by Jeff Andrew and in the General Assembly by Bob Andrzejczyk and Sam Fuki. The Governor of New Jersey is Chris Christie. The Lieutenant Governor of New Jersey is Kim Guadagno. Cumberland County is governed by a 7-member board of chosen freeholders, who are elected at large in partisan elections to serve staggered 3-year terms in office, with 2 or 3 seats coming up for election each year. At an annual reorganization meeting held each January, the freeholders select one member to serve as freeholder director and another as deputy director. As of 2014, Cumberland County's freeholders are Freeholder Director Joseph D. Rella, Freeholder Deputy Director Douglas M. Long, Darlene Baba, Carol Musso, James Sorrow, Thomas Shepard and Tony Suarez. The county's constitutional officers are County Clerk Gloria Noto, Sheriff Robert A. Ostino and Surrogate Douglas M. Rainier. Education: Millville Public Schools serves students in pre-kindergarten through 12th grade. The district is one of 31 former Abbott districts statewide, which are now referred to as SDA districts based on the requirement for the state to cover all costs for school building and renovation projects in these districts under the supervision of the New Jersey Schools Development Authority. As of the 2011 December school year, the district's 10 schools had an enrollment of 6,023 students and 499.1 classroom teachers, for a student-to-teacher ratio of 12.07 to 1. Schools in the district are Child Family Center for Preschool, 6 K-5 elementary schools are Bacon Elementary School, Holly Heights Elementary School, Mount Pleasant Elementary School, Rioch Avenue Elementary School, Silver Run Elementary School and Wood Elementary School are Lakeside Middle School for grades 6 to 8, Memorial High School for grades 9 and half of 10th and Millville Senior High School for grades 11, 12, and the other half of the 10th grade. The district has high school sending-receiving relationships with Commercial Township, Lawrence Township and Morris River Township. Students from Woodbine had attended the district's high school programs until a July 2013 ruling by the New Jersey Department of Transportation under which Woodbine students would start attending Middle Township High School as of September 2014, while Woodbine students who had already started attendance in Millville would be allowed to graduate. St. Mary Magdalene School is a Catholic school serving children in grades K-8 operating under the auspices of the Roman Catholic Diocese of Camden. The school opened in 1882 with an enrollment of 45 students. Former Camden Bishop Joseph Galante announced in January 2012 that the school would close in June due to poor finances resulting from a declining student body. Transportation: the city had a total of 172.73 miles of roadways, of which 107.90 miles were maintained by the municipality, 42.39 miles by Cumberland County and 22.44 miles by the New Jersey Department of Transportation. Route 47, Route 49 and Route 55 all pass through the city. Public transportation Millville Municipal Airport, operated by the Delaware River and Bay Authority, serves general aviation. New Jersey Transit has several bus routes that service the Millville region. Service includes the 313 route from Cape May to Philadelphia, the 408 route between Millville and Philadelphia and the 553 route from Upper Fairfield Township to Atlantic City. Attractions: New Jersey Motorsports Park, Southwind Vineyard and Winery, Levoy Theater, Wheaton Arts and Cultural Center, Glasstown Brewing Company. Notable people: people who were born in, residents of, or otherwise closely associated with Millville include A. R. Ammons, author and poet, winner of the National Book Award. Fred Pierce Corson, a bishop of the Methodist Church. Julie Ann Dawson, a horror fiction writer, RPG designer, and publisher. Graham Fenton, professional actor who has appeared in Jersey Boys on Broadway. Merritt Gant, guitarist for metal band Overkill. Leon Henderson, administrator of the Office of Price Administration from 1941 to 1942. Dwayne Hendricks, professional football player, currently on the New York Giants. James R. Hurley, politician. Claudia E. McCarthy, New Jersey Hall of Fame coach who holds the South Jersey record for field hockey coaching wins. William A. McIgan, Nebraska populist politician. F. E. Maud Aldrich Morrison, instigator for the plan of Roosevelt Park in Millville, the first senior housing project in the United States. Steve Romanek, played collegiate football for the Villanova Wildcats, and played quarterback in the NFL from 1950 to 1954 for the Chicago Bears and Chicago Cardinals. Hannah Hittle Smith, a lay speaker and author in the Holiness Movement in the United States and the Higher Life Movement in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland. Logan Pearsall Smith, essayist and critic. William T. Spencer, author, speaker and innovator in the area web information display systems and user interfaces. Edward C. Stokes, Governor of New Jersey, 1905–1908. Mike Trout, Major League Baseball player for Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Frank H. Wheaton, Sr., known as the Dean of American Glassware during his tenure as Wheaton Industries president. Daniel D.W., is the author of Hyperopolis, and an award-winning VFX designer, independent filmmaker and screenplay writer. References. External links, official website, Millville Public Schools' 2012 €13 school report card from the New Jersey Department of Education.